Good morning. So today is certainly a lot less stressful, I would say, than yesterday, our working day. Today I think is really a celebration and an opportunity for us in the Air Force to tell you a story of what's happened over the last 6 or 8 months within the Air Force. So thank you all for coming. Today is what we call our Distinguished Visitor Day for our pitch day, our inaugural pitch day. And to start, I think it's important to kind of start with a story and start from there. And the words aren't really important. It's more of the picture, and it's the picture that I want to paint for you. It's an environment that I think many of you are used to being in, and it's an environment that was the past. It can be described nothing more than a disconnected journey. And like many of you, you probably felt like we did in a lot of circumstances. So things like being on islands out in the middle of nowhere and not knowing where to go, that there's no bridge to get to anywhere, that if you're a user, that your needs are going unseen. If you're a small business, you're not really sure how to get off the island that you are. If you're an Air Force technology, how do I pass my technology? It's rickety bridges and rough roads and few roads and little signs and academic institutions all separated. We're all scattered off the map. There's no signs. You're driving around on roads and you have no idea how you're going to get to where you're going. The DoD market is this giant magical Oz city out in the middle of nowhere out, and I have no idea how to get there. I run into dead end after dead end, and it's a difficult road, and I understand that. I've heard a lot of folks say that it's probably not worth working with the government because it's too difficult. Working with the DoD is not worth the time, and we didn't want that. We can't have that because the U.S. Air Force, the Army, all of the DoD entities, frankly, the entire government needs you. And I like to think back to one simple fact, that the whole basis of the United States Air Force is 2 guys in Dayton, Ohio, in a bicycle shop. We wouldn't have the Air Force today if two folks in a bicycle shop. And it's interesting because on the very same day, there was a day where the Washington Post actually said that to get a manned flight, we were going to need hundreds and hundreds of years and thousands of scientists to work on the thing, on this magical device. And on the very same day that article was written, Orville Wright wrote in his diary, "We began our assembly today." And I can't help but think that every problem that we see, someone out there is writing the answer to that problem right now as we speak. And so the question is, how do we reach it? How do we change the paradigm? And I think over the last week, we've made some tremendous strides in demonstrating what the last year of accomplishment has been in this regard. We've looked at a number of things. We've looked at legality. We've looked at the way we do contracting, the way we've done finance, the way we've done program management, the types of organizations that we work with, how we characterize the organizations that we work with. All of those things have been changed. And probably the greatest thing that I can say is that the senior leadership of the United States Air Force has embraced supporting groups and organizations like myself, and the SBIR program, and AFWorks, and all these other organizations by letting us take risks. They've backed us up. General Holt and Dr. Roper and Secretary Wilson, they've all said, go ahead and lean forward, try something. Ms. Muck from Small Business, they've all said, try something different because we have your back. And the magic of that and taking risk is that you can have great reward. And what I'm very excited to talk about is the great rewards. Now, just off the top of what's happened within the last year, the Small Business Innovative Research Program has grown from 10 years ago when we were just breaking even to within the last 3 years, we've booked almost $4 billion of outside money being brought in to small businesses to the economy. We've gone from about 10% of the topics that we put out getting transition and success to 80% of the topics that we put out having some monumental transition and success. The numbers are staggering, but what's most exciting is that we're also doing things faster. And that's what Pitch Day was really all about. It was about pushing the limits and trying to make the process of working with the government easier. Simplifying our contracting was the #1 thing associated with that. But what made it even better is that we put the people in the room that needed to do the job together. We put contracting and finance and program management and legal. And a magic thing happened when we did that. They got very efficient. And they talked about things back and forth. They figured out and solved problems together. And pretty soon we went from contracting taking 180, I might be stealing General Holt's thunder, but we went from contracting being 180 days down to a matter of just days, and yesterday, minutes. And it was a really special day. So now there's an opportunity. There's an opportunity about what the future can actually hold. So when you have a big event like yesterday, we now have a different future. We go from a disconnected journey to a very connected journey, one where we have a clear destination, where this focus on the warfighter, about long-term, short-term, and mid-term things, and having a lot of different organizations looking at a lot of different ways of doing business. You'll notice that we can stop using the word small business and just talk about business partnerships. Doesn't matter if they're big business, small business, industry, commercial. It's about, can we build a partnership among them? Can they be academia? It's just a group of folks that are going to collaborate. Dr. Oker said, let's just start calling this venture. It's about creating events and opportunities in regions where we can focus the resources of a particular region. It's about getting and using the legal and legislative rights that have been given to us by Congress. They've worked very, very hard to put that language in place. We, as the government, need to use those to the best of our abilities. If they give us some authorization to do something, we're going to make something of it. And so, we now have the means of doing that. The idea of having shared resources and building a resource base. The idea of investments and ventures, bringing in other organizations, that venture capital and outside organizations that can partner with us and share costs with us and find commercial markets for the products that we buy and sell. It's not all about everything going to the military. It's about what is the best way for the military to get that item. Is it the commercial market? And in many cases, maybe it is. It's about reaching out to the folks that are the prime owners of the weapon systems and saying, you know what? And I'll be the first to say this. You're my customer. You're a customer to me as the director of small business. I'm supposed to be building robust companies that you can reach out to and make your suppliers. That's my job. And that's the future. Because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen in the last year, and it's now possible. It's about creating an environment where we can start doing manufacturing, prototypes, and scalable things. And most importantly, something that I know Dr. Rope, I want to make sure that he knows I listen to him, that we actually will build a robust industry base. The kind of robust industry base that we saw back in World War II to support the entire nation. We can do that. Because we've seen it happen. We've seen it happen before, and we've watched examples of it happen within the last year. It is all possible. What was not possible, what appears to be impossible hundreds of years away from now, we're writing in a journal today. I wrote in my journal last night, we achieved the goal today. It's a really, really special time. I think the idea of creating an environment where we can have the right destinations and give guidance and infrastructure, signs and fuel, and have an ecosystem where folks can drive around through this environment and feel comfortable that they know where they're going and that they know how to do things, that's very, very achievable. It's not only achievable, but it is going to be the way of the future. And so today what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to see some of the initial things that happened over the last several days. What we did was we had three organizations, just three simple organizations from our portfolio. They did a robust source selection that had many levels to it. We looked at proposals from all over, almost over 300 proposals submitted. We down selected those to around 59 companies and 60 proposals. Here's something I think is really, really exciting when I look at the numbers. Over half of the proposals that we got in to support this effort, and almost half the companies that were here, have never ever worked with the U.S. government before. We had 24 different states represented. We still need to find somebody from Puerto Rico. I'm going to work on that. Yeah. We had, here's an interesting thing. We had almost 37% of the proposals that were sent in were what they call small disadvantaged businesses. I don't like to use the word disadvantage anymore. I just want to start using the word small, diversified businesses, because it's important to remember that innovation happens at the intersection of people and ideas, not in a 4-lane highway. They happen when people crisscross domains, crisscross ideas. It's at the crisscross point. So the more different angles you can bring to something, the better. We had Native American businesses apply. We had veteran-owned business apply. We had women-owned small businesses apply. We had veteran-owned. It was a tremendous, diverse group of people that were in this building yesterday. And of the 60 proposals, we awarded 51 proposals, and every one of those proposals was awarded in 15 minutes or less. We awarded so much, we paid on these with our government credit card. They walked out of here with a one-page contract that was developed by our senior leadership and his team. It was looked at by our legal, and it was looked at from top to bottom. It was simple, it was clear, it was firm fixed price, and it was so efficient with the credit card that many of the credit card companies started saying something crazy is going on because the credit acceptors said something's crazy is going on because the Air Force is buying all kinds of stuff in New York, millions of dollars of things given out in New York City, and they stopped, for a few moments they stopped payment, and folks are on the phone and they're getting text, oh no wait, somebody just said the U.S. Air Force is spending a lot of money in New York, go ahead and let them go through this. A little comical. If you weren't here, you wouldn't. If I didn't say it, you wouldn't know it. But that says something. To me, that said something. It was, wait, Something strange and different is happening. We made something different and strange happen, but it wasn't that strange. I think it's going to be the way the business goes in the future. So, in closing, I just want to say that today is really about sharing. It's about sharing with you the accomplishments that we've built up over a number of years. It's about sharing with you that this isn't the beginning or the end. This is the middle. This is the middle of our journey. This is another step towards this better future. It's also about us looking to all of you and saying, look at the showcase and the examples of good things that the Air Force is interested in. If any of you are interested in these things too, and you have the means to put money forward on those, it is part of my legislative authority that I can match money with you. If you're really, really interested in something, seriously, come and talk and speak with me or speak with Dr. Oak, because we can share and split money with you. It's a very, very special day. And I'm so elated and excited to have all of you here. I can tell you that right now today, that there is no place on earth that I would rather be than standing right here in front of you. That's simply how excited I am. So right now we're going to take a quick break. And what we'll have is the groups that had set up to give pitches, they're going to go through and give the same presentations that they gave yesterday to our selection committee. And you have a chance to look through the program and look at the companies and move from group to group and listen to those folks talk, because they're very, very passionate and the ideas are fantastic. And then we'll get back together and you can hear from a couple of other great senior leaders. We're very excited that the Vice Chief of Staff, General Wilson, will be here. We have General Holt will be speaking. Of course, Dr. Roper will be speaking. So it was exciting, and I'm very, very appreciative of being here. And it was very good to be the kind of the warm-up band for the Rolling Stones that are soon to come in front of me. All right. So thank you very much. We'll take a quick break.